My mom stole my 16-year-old daughter's $4,200 France fund to cover my sister's wedding deposit, so I canceled the $31,000 wedding venue I'd secretly paid for. She told my kid, "You have time." Like that made theft cute. My phone buzzed at 6:14 p.m. while I was scraping mud off cleats in my garage. My daughter sat on her bed, hoodie strings wrapped around her fingers, eyes red but dry. She shoved her phone at me. Her teen account named France was down to $378. Then she whispered, "Dad, Grandma took it." I didn't scream. I just grabbed my keys and said, "Shoes. We're going to Grandma's." In the car, she kept rubbing the seam of her jeans, trying to stay small. She still apologized for crying. That told me everything about what my family had trained into her. My mom opened the door with a smile, like we were early for dinner. I held up the bank screen. She glanced once and said, perfectly calm, "Oh, I borrowed it for your sister's venue deposit." My daughter made this tiny, cracked sound, and my mom didn't even flinch. My sister was the golden child. She was getting married in June. My mom lived for it. My kids' needs were always nice to have. When my daughter started babysitting at 13, she saved every dollar. No dances, no extras, just a notebook of dates and payments, and a dream she earned the hard way. I left my mom as an authorized adult on the account because the bank said it was easier. Congrats to me. I made it easy. I asked my mom, slow and clear, "Did you take $4,200 from her account without asking?" She tightened her smile. "She's 16. She has time. Your sister's wedding is once in a lifetime." My daughter finally found her voice. "It was mine." My mom turned that syrup voice on her. "Honey, don't get dramatic." That was the moment I stopped debating and started documenting. Screenshots, statements, the school email, first trip payment due Friday. The next morning, I took my daughter to the bank and removed my mom from every account. The manager printed the withdrawal slip with my mom's name and said, "She was authorized." I said, "Authorized isn't the same as permitted." I called my sister. I asked if she knew where the money came from. She sighed like I'd interrupted her manicure. "It's my wedding. She can go to France later." 10 seconds after we hung up, my mom called. "Don't you start trouble." I just said, "You're right." Here's the part they didn't know. Months earlier, I'd already paid for the venue 31 grand. Contract in my name. I told myself I was keeping the peace. Really, I was buying silence, so my kid didn't have to hear another family war. The contract had a cancellation clause, so on February 3rd, I sent one email to cancel. I had a lawyer draft a one-page demand letter too. Return the $4,200 in 72 hours, or we file. Then I drove to my mom's house. My daughter stayed in the car, staring straight ahead like she'd used up her tears. My mom opened the door with that practiced smile. Then she saw the paper, and the smile died. "You wouldn't," she said. "I already did." I held up my phone with the cancellation email. First, her eyes snapped to the subject line. Next, her smile twitched like it hurt to keep. Then her face went pale, fast, and ugly. After that, her phone started ringing inside the house. Again and again, like somebody finally figured it out. She whispered, "Fix it, call them, tell them it's a mistake." I said, "I'm not funding a wedding built on stealing from my kid." I walked back to the car. My daughter read the email and covered her mouth. She cried, but it wasn't the broken kind. It was relief. My phone lit up with family messages like I'd committed a crime instead of stopping one. 2 days later, my mom transferred the money back. No apology, no explanation, just cash dumped into my kid's account like paying off a fine. We paid the school together, and my daughter exhaled like she'd been underwater all week. A week after that, my mom showed up with a cake and a soft voice. "Grandma made a mistake." My daughter didn't shrink this time. "A mistake is spilling coffee," she said. "You chose." I told my mom she didn't get access to my child without trust. She left the cake on the porch anyway. We threw it in the trash. Now my mom isn't on any accounts, forms, or emergency contacts. My sister found a different venue. My daughter printed a packing list for France and asked me to help her find a power adapter, like she was finally allowed to want things. So tell me, was I wrong for pulling the plug, or would you have gone even harder?